You know, fairies have been around for forever. It's not a new idea, but how do we take an idea and do it in a different way? That's kind of where the fairy messengers came from, is taking that old idea of the flowers and the meanings that they have, and how does it become a fairy? When I'm thinking about the series, it starts out with, first off, you know, what do the meanings of the flowers, what are they? Because some flowers have wonderful meaning, love and happiness and even shy or whatever. And then some flowers don't have some very positive meanings. You know, as I'm further along in the fairies, I have to kind of balance. Do we have enough reds in the line? Do we have enough, you know, white? We don't want to have a yellow fairy with a yellow fairy after that. So I may really want to do, you know, a daffodil or whatever, but I just did this yellow flower, so let's push it out. Then I also have to figure out then, you know, hair color and things like that to kind of give it a nice balance across, you know, all the different little girls. I had a little boy, 2011, and of course that got me on the baby thinking. And I was thinking about the baby names of the flowers, not necessarily the meaning this time, but the baby names. So, you know, sweet pea felt very baby. Baby's breath, of course, screams baby. So I turned in a couple of ideas there, and they ended up with the sweet pea. And then she did well. So a couple of years later, they came back and said, what would the rest of them look like? You know, can we go back to the very beginning? And what would this, you know, poinsettia, what would she look like as a baby? So I'm like, I'll go back and draw it. So I drew out, you know, her and the lily, and just trying to figure out different ways. And then they ended up landing on, okay, well, let's take the lotus and let's marry her up with poinsettia. So in the same year, you can buy lotus as a girl, as a full-grown fairy, and then lotus as a baby. So yeah, that's kind of how those ended up. Hopefully, you know, the people that might have bought that little sweet pea will kind of consider her a part of the family and, you know, keep her within the series. But yeah, the series is actually the first two. Probably if you saw me in my booth, it would be kind of comical, because I kind of imagine myself as one of them. You know, if I were exuberant, you know, what would I be? If she's shy, you know, is she, you know, and I'm constantly putting it down and just moving to try to figure out, you know, what's she doing, and it's silly, you know, but, you know, I'll grab a mirror and I'll you know, have that in front of me, and I'll look at, I'll be like, okay, oh, I like that hands, but what does it look like from this angle? It's putting you into it, really, and trying to imagine yourself as that character to try to get that certain feel that you want.